Hey everybody, it's Chad with Edina Realty, and we're here with the rest of Team Dusick. And on today's episode of Everything Twin Ports, we're going to be talking about the real estate market in the area. As you guys have probably all heard, there is low inventory here in the Duluth Superior real estate market. And that's not just a phenomenon here in Duluth, it's all over the state and different parts of the nation as well. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. We're also going to talk about why are people saying my house could never have been worth more than it is right now because of that low inventory. We're going to kind of get into that a little bit more too today. So we had some different friends, clients, and individuals that have sent us some great questions. We're going to actually answer those today. And we're going to start these questions off. We're going to start with Susan today, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
We'll start off our first question. First question is from Jamie. And Jamie writes, what do you think the Twin Ports real estate market will look like going forward for 2021?
That's a great question, Jamie. We've only got 1 month under our belt, but we're kind of being repetitive on our language here, but we're still seeing low inventory. But what goes, hand in hand with that is low interest rates. So that's what we're seeing thus far.
Yes, so low inventory equals less houses for sale, obviously. Cool.
Yep.
So then kind of like a follow-on question I kind of was thinking about was why are we having these low inventory levels right now, do you guys think? Why do we think that?
I think sellers are still nervous. We're still in the COVID-19 crisis, and people are getting vaccinated, but they're still hesitant to get their houses on the market. So we have to somehow get people feeling comfortable to get their houses on the market. They don't know where they're going to go because inventory is so low. So
Right.
It's kind of a double-edged sword. I mean, we've seen some crazy statistics. Can I repeat
Yeah,
a few
go
things?
for it.
Okay.
Throw some numbers at us.
Got to put my glasses on. Right now, the average sale price is up 23%, which is good for sellers, obviously. The pending sales are down 36%, meaning we're just not pending because there's no inventory. A number of active listings is down 33%. And days on market has dropped 12%, which means that when houses come on the market, they sell, more quickly. So all these numbers are showing exactly how low the inventory is. So if people, we can get people a little bit more excited about selling, they're going to list the places. It's just going to cause more inventory, and people are going to be able to move easier.
Sure. That's a real frustration. I know last year for a lot of buyers that we work with, I can't find that next house. I can't find it in an affordable manner.
Yep.
And so I don't want to list my house. And so that just kind of has a bottleneck effect so that those first-time home buyers, they can't get into that house because that first-time home buyer now has a couple kids and they need to move up. And so it's just it's a chain reaction, unfortunately. And so, we definitely see that in the market right now. So another question is, so with these low inventory levels, what does that mean for sellers? Like, we kind of hinted at it a little bit.
It's a big seller's market. It's a seller's market. We're seeing multiple offers on most listings. They're getting higher than asking price, which is good. But again, there's just, with the inventory levels, it's causing that.
Right. Like multiple offers, like we're talking 8, 10. I think
Yeah.
last year I had 14 on one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it was ridiculous trying to put it all together,
Right.
but it's just, there's just
Right.
nothing in that certain price points for sure.
Exactly.
Cool. All right. Well, Madeline, this next question we're going to throw your way. It's from Adam. Adam writes, let's see, what do low inventory levels mean for him as a buyer? Like, what should I do as a buyer to be ready to start that home search? Or when it comes to writing an offer, how can I be more competitive when I do that? Kind of a lot of questions in one question from Adam.
Yeah, sure. So, again, you're going to see that you're going to be in more competition. Obviously, that means more bidding wars in certain situations. Like you said, some people are in 14 offer situations. It's really hard to compete with that. So some things to stay on top of are, talk to your lender ahead of time. Find out, do you need closing costs? How much percent down can you put? As long as you can put more down, you're going to be more likely to have your offer accepted. And, having to ask for closing costs, that can be tough when there's 7 other offers on the table and, they're not asking for closing costs. So, it's really good to stay on top of your finances, getting pre-approved, talking, with your lender ahead of time. There's those certain price ranges that are just
Up
It's
here.
hard to stay.
Super hot
It's
price range.
yeah, exactly. And we're also seeing a lot of people shortening their home inspection period. So instead of it being that 14 to 16 day period, people are in that 5 to 10 day period, and a lot of sellers are really liking that. It's keeping you on top of your toes. You're staying active on the purchase agreement that you guys have both agreed on. So those are just a few tips. It kind of depends on the situation that you're in. Even though this is kind of a general thing that we're seeing, it's obviously going to be different in every single sale that you're doing. So it's good to ask your realtor and kind of figure out, how many other offers are you competing with. Maybe you're not competing at all. So there's a little more flexibility. You just never know.
That's right. Yeah, it's important to have that realtor, that a trusted advisor. Obviously, we're realtors. There's many of them out there, but it's important to have a realtor that has the everyday knowledge, a full-time agent that's working all the time. They're in the market. They know what stuff's worth. That's helping lead and guide you. That's very important. Good point there. Another question we have is, let's see. Oh, it's from Sarah. Okay, so what Sarah is asking is, what trends are you guys seeing in home buying or selling since the pandemic started?
You jump on that first one.
Yeah, so it's actually pretty interesting because we have seen quite a bit of like everything. So if it's lake property, because we'd love a vacation area home to come to up in the Duluth area or further north. We'd love this secondary option to be able to, we can't go anywhere maybe because we can't jump on a plane and fly somewhere. So we're going to get in our car and drive a couple hours north, and we're going to go to our new family cabin. We've seen a lot of that kind of activity this last year. It's pretty obvious. There's lake sales are through the roof right now. You can't buy anything north of Duluth that's on a lake. It's incredible. We've picked up a lot of buyers this year that were just looking for a secondary property up here. Maybe they really like the craft district in Lincoln Park. They like the brewery scene, and they love cogs and riding their bike and trails and all that. And so they wanted to be in certain parts of town that would give them that kind of a vacation feel, but not having to go all the way in on, a lake property necessarily. So these are trends we're seeing, people coming into the area as they're able to be a lot more fluid with work and whatnot as well.
I think we're seeing a huge trend of people coming from the cities to Duluth. I mean, as long as they're working from home, why not live in Duluth? You
Right.
don't have to live in a big city and pay the big city prices. So I've seen that. And I've also seen some interesting multi-generational buyers where several families are moving together. And it's just finding it very cost effective, and you can live in some of these, beautiful old homes that we have in Duluth. And that's working out really, really nicely.
It also seems like we're seeing a lot more people who aren't looking for that big entertainment open floor plan
Right.
anymore. More people are looking for, more divided rooms, and definitely having that home office space.
space.
It seems
Yep.
like most people nowadays are either working from home full time, working from home a few days a week, or
Teaching their kids.
exactly having that workspace for your kids to do their homework if they're not in school at this time. So, it's very interesting to see how, that open floor plan was so huge. Everyone wanted
Right.
all that space to entertain, and people just aren't entertaining as much right now.
Right. Yeah, it's amazing how different things like a pandemic can really accelerate trends that were kind of already going in a certain
Right.
direction. It just kind of accelerates those trends.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks. Those are some great things that we've been seeing in the field. I'd love to share with you guys. Okay, so another question we have is from George and Mary. And their question is, when selling a home, what does your team, or I guess our team, sounds like, bring to the table? So I guess I can kind of jump on that a little bit. And this comes from my experience of being a solo agent. And before I started working with Susan and Madeline, is you're doing everything on your own as a solo agent. And what joining a team really did for me, it helped me to really optimize and maximize my skill set, which are things that I really enjoy, are the video tours of the property and doing things like this, doing more social media type things, activities, and working more with my buyers and sellers. And so what a team is going to help you do, George and Mary, is it's going to help you it's going to give you more points of contact. So if you have a situation where you need somebody to come and unlock the house for some reason, something got left the wrong way or whatnot, one of us is always available to do that. You're not, oh, shoot, Chad's out on an appointment. He can't make it. Well, then we talk to the rest of the team to see where they're at. And it gives you that extra 3 layers of protection, so to speak, and points of contact there. Also, like I talked about the videography, a lot of people are sitting home right now, and their first showing was always online. Well, now their second showing is doing a video tour of that property. I can't tell you how many agents have really upped what they're doing with video this year, and what they're doing with it's called Matterport. It's a photographing program that actually gives a virtual tour of the property. So these are new tools that agents have kind of been using a little bit, but it's really forced us to really get into these type of tools, and that's what our team does. We do a lot of virtual tours of the property, so that you can see that home not just on a static photo, but you're actually getting a tour. It's being curated while someone's walking through it and actually pointing out things like I would do, or any of these guys would do on an actual showing. Another thing I think about too is doing like working with a lot of agent or buyers from out of the area. They're maybe not able to jump in a car and do a 2.5 hour drive to look at that new property that just came on the market. So we work with a lot of our clients doing either Skype or FaceTime showings. We'll go through the house and we'll curate that showing via Facebook or live if we did it with them that way, or Skype or FaceTime, and it really gives them that ability to really see and touch everything in a sense through us talking it through and explaining, oh, what's that behind that door, and a photo's not going to show that, but an actual physical tour is going to do that. And so that's what's been really fun, helping a lot of our buyers that are out of the area do that, and that's really helped our business this year a lot. And then people can make the decision, do I now drive 2.5 hours to see it physically and then write that offer? They can make those decisions right away.
Yeah. A lot of things are electronical.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Writing in a purchase agreement is now all electronical. We have Authentisign, which is a great program. People can sign documents. So you're not forcing people to sit together in these rooms, when close contact is making people nervous. So, well said. Well said.
Great. Well, that is kind of the list of questions we had. If you guys have any other questions out there, please feel free to either send us a Facebook message or email us directly. We love getting questions from all of you out there. It kind of gives us something to work on a little bit and to get out there and explain things. We see a lot of things over the course of what we do. And we like to talk. So we like to tell people about these things that we're seeing in the market, and we love your questions. So thank you for those questions, and please send some more to us if you have any. Also, if any of you guys are considering a move this year, we would love the opportunity to sit down and talk with you one-on-one. We can do it via Zoom if you didn't want to do it in person, or we can actually come to your home and do a tour and give you a market analysis and show you how Team Dusick working together can help you get your home sold or help you find that next house. So without anything else to add, I guess.
I think that's great.
Thank you so much for tuning in today, and we look forward to seeing you guys next time on the Everything Twin Ports podcast.